Hi, I'm your host, Rob Noel. Welcome to Real Freedom EDU, where you're only one deal away from freedom. That statement, "you're only one deal away from freedom," just means so much. I remember just a few years ago, I had it on my window in the bathroom, and then I had it also in different places in the house. When I would go into the closet, I had it in the closet. I had it on doors, and I just kept saying, I'm only one deal away, one deal away. I'm only $20,000 away. One deal would do $20,000, and it changed my life. And that deal did happen, and it happened a few times over, and it definitely did change my life for the better. Um, so, what is freedom, right? What is freedom to you? What is freedom to to your business? What is freedom to your life? Maybe you work a part-time job. Maybe you work a full-time job, and you need some extra income. Maybe freedom to you is only $5,000. If you can make an extra 5,000 a month, you'd be golden. That'd be able to take care of all the bills, and the money you make at work would just be able to take care of what you're doing. The money that you make at work will be able to take care of what's going on at home. Or maybe you want to replace your full-time income. Maybe you're in business, maybe you're at a job and you're making 40, 50, 60, 80K a year, but it's taking up all your time. Maybe you want more freedom with your kids, with your spouse, with your parents. Maybe your parents are aging. Maybe you want to help your parents like I do. You want to help your parents with retirement, because my parents don't have much in retirement, and my parents are from Haiti. So my parents came here, originally, traveled through to the Bahamas. Then it came here into the United States. I was born in the Bahamas, and came here and started working. My dad started working as a janitor, with a guy, and the guy used to pay him under the table. And as my dad used to get paid under the table, the guy's name was Jim. And Jim, I remember a few times my dad reminded me, and he says, "Hey, listen, well, he's telling me now, but he says, there were times when Jim couldn't pay him the entire amount, and he couldn't say anything to Jim because my dad didn't have working papers here in the U.S. So my dad has to, but Jim was a good guy. He says Jim would say, "Hey, listen, I can only pay you half of the payroll now." So he only ended up paying my dad half, and would have to owe him half. And he says he remembered how Jim struggled, but Jim ended up uh, Jim ended up becoming a rich man. And Jim had a bunch of vans, and had the janitorial business. He dealt with a lot of dealerships up and down the coast here, and he got accounts with them so that when the dealerships would close at 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, my dad and other guys that were working for him would go by and clean up and change the trash cans out. And I remember many times me and my brothers, we would go up there and we would help him out, to take care of the trash. And I'd go down the street, and I remember it was dark and scary, and I used to have to walk down and go throw the trash out behind the dealership. So what is it? What is your why? Right. So my parents don't have much retirement. I mean, they have a little bit, but I think because I've obviously this is what I do. I think that they believe that retirement money is going to last longer than it is, or that retirement money is guaranteed. Obviously we're in the middle of coronavirus right now, and we know that nothing's guaranteed. There's nothing that's guaranteed in this world. So we can't just, the government guaranteed, $1,200 payments, and half the people didn't get them. Some people were guaranteed $10,000 no matter what. Most people didn't get them, right? Or the money, or the funds ran out. Anything can happen, and we can't rely on the government, obviously, for our freedom. So maybe you don't want to go part time. Maybe you don't want to go full time. Maybe you're trying to get super rich, so you don't have to worry about anything ever again, and you can retire young. That's something you can do in this business as well. So whatever you want to accomplish out of this business, you can, with dedication, work, and really learning a skill, because that's what it is. It's really a skill that you don't know. I have friends that, I have a friend that I just had lunch with just recently, and me and him are on the phone almost on a daily basis, at least on a weekly basis. But he didn't do so well. He was doing really well, and then some things, he ran into some hiccups, and then he got back. And then when I had lunch with him not too long ago, about six to eight months ago, he said, "Rob, I'm looking to get back into business. Things were a little rough, but I'm back, and I know exactly what to do, and I can get back in, and I'm gonna kill it." And And that's exactly what he did. You know, he sent me a text and he said, well, he called me and he told me that he made I think it was $130,000 in the month of January this year. I said, my goodness, you know, $130,000. And I have screenshots of the text. He's actually going to be on this podcast. He's going to be on this show. I'm going to interview him. I know he probably doesn't want to get interviewed, right? So they don't come looking for him, but we're still going to interview him and make sure that that he can provide some value to you guys, and obviously value to myself as well. He's been instrumental in the growth of my business and in my wholesaling career. So what you have to take the time out to say, you know, what are you here for? What are you here for? What is freedom to you? Because I think that's what we're all searching for, which is the reason for, you know, for calling it Real Freedom EDU, right? Real for real estate. We're pretty much taking the real estate route. Real freedom, right? And EDU, you know, really educating you on what it's going to take to get this thing done. So the average American salary, you know, from the Bureau of Labor Statistics is $31,000 a year. The median personal income is $31,099 a year, which sounds like something, but is not really that much, right? Not really that much, because when you start factoring in, you know, I pulled up a little calculator here. When you start factoring in, where are we? And then we have other numbers here. I keep seeing this number 48,000. Pay scale estimates the typical graduate. So I just started Googling some stuff. Average American salary, personal income. And, you know, I see 31,000 here. That's the U.S. Census Bureau. When I go to this website, this says, here's how much the average American earns at every age. This is CNBC. So, and then this shows at every age, you know, 16 and 19, 21,000, 27,000, 40,000, 50,000, 50,000, 50,000 at 64. And then it drops off a little bit at 65. And, you know, that's the max here. The median, right, is 50,000 bucks. You know, here, I was asking about average college student debt. You know, what is the average cumulative student debt, right? Balance in 2017 was 26,900. We're in 2020 now, right? This was posted in 2019. Last year was 26,900 for graduates of public 4-year schools and 32,000 for private nonprofit, right? Student loan calculator. So I started saying, okay, if the average cumulative student loan debt per college student of a 4-year college is around 30K, 28 to 30K, then with a $28,000 average national student debt, the total monthly payment is $297. Remember this number, 300 bucks. This website, college grads expect to earn $60,000 in their first job. Here's how much they will actually make, right? So if they're saying actually, it's probably not going to be the same number. And it goes here. It says, you know, 60,000 what is the expected, and 48,000 is what they make even after 5 years experience, right? Most will earn closer to 50,000, 48,000, 50,000. You know, whatever they're trying to say doesn't really make a difference. Here's the average American's annual budget after college, right? So I was trying to figure out what an annual budget was. Housing, $1,450, transportation, $742, healthcare, $222, food is $553. You see, I didn't even have that number for food. $553. Entertainment is $202, and they're saying money left over here. Okay, so you know, pension, Social Security, I guess that comes out of your check. Money left over $938. Education $91. You know, other $424. This covers a lot of different categories: clothes, alcohol, personal care products, cigarettes, donations, alimony payments. That leaves an average of $423 a month. Wow. Now, this was the number I was looking for. What's left over? And I don't think this is really left over. I think most people go over. And I think most people go over by either a little bit or by a lot. And people use credit cards. People just don't pay things on time. People, you know, they mess up their credit. And things go bad. Or maybe your car needs servicing. And, you know, the servicing gets behind. So now, you know, you're going to get bigger expenses when something really bad happens with the car. So, you know, here's another one. It's $40,000 a good salary. The median individual income in America was $47,788, right? And I was trying to figure out, you know, what is it when you make a $48,000 salary, right? When you make $48,000 a year, what does that mean in federal income tax? What are you paying in taxes? And here's a breakdown of it. In federal, it's 4,000. FICA is 3672. State is zero. In the state of Florida, there's zero state income tax. And then you have 7,744. And it says the income after taxes is 40. So you made 48, right? You made 48. And here's the income is 48, Miami, Florida. And income after taxes is 40,000. Okay. Income after taxes is 40,000. So now they're adding additional taxes that we don't even pay attention to. Sales tax is $986 for everything that you pay for. Fuel tax, I guess there's a fuel tax. Never even thought of that. That's $300 a year. And then property tax, if you have a property, you own a property, you're paying another $3,000 a year. They're estimating about $12,000 in taxes. They're saying your percent of income to taxes is 25%. So we're paying about 25% in taxes. And most of us don't even, we don't even think about that. We don't realize that. Here we have pretty much the same thing. I think they're saying the same thing here. I'm not sure where our numbers are. Here, the same thing. Just looking at a budget. And I say all that to say this. If we're making 40 grand a year, and then we have, even of the most modest budgets, there's not much money left over. I started plugging in some, I got this annual budget calculator here, and started plugging in some numbers. So on the debt side, student loans, we're at $300. $300 a month for student loans, as we saw. That's $3,600 a year. The taxes, I just put the entire number, 77,000, almost $8,000. There's a lot of things I didn't plug in here. I didn't want to go too crazy. I wanted to be more conservative. Groceries, I estimated about $300 a month. That's $3,600 a year. Restaurants, about $100 a month, right? Because you can go to one restaurant and go to dinner for $200-300. Clothes, let's call it $600 total, which some people go way over that number. We just don't know it. Hair and beauty, let's say a woman, between makeup, lipstick, nails, everything, $50 a month is probably way under what actually happens. I said, you know what? Let's put like two of these, maybe Netflix and Apple Music, which is actually a bit more than $20 a month. Let's just do that. That's $240 a month. Health and medical. I'm not sure why this is $200 a month. Did I? Okay, yep. Just put other. I put $200 a month. Home. We have $1,500 a month for home. Car. Let's call it $100 a month for car insurance. For fuel, $200 a month for fuel. Car payments, $200 a month. Most people have car payments. Even if you don't, you have maintenance, registration, license, $150 for the year, and supplies, $100 for the year, pens and printers, and even though it might be a lot more than that. Airfare. Let's say you go on one trip a year, it's at least going to cost $400, and then $400 in hotels, airfare and hotels. Let's call it $800 total for the year, even though it's probably way more than that. Utilities. Your phone is about $100. Your internet is about $100. Your electricity, just call it $50. I'm not even going to plug in water.